I have a hot new rumor here about the Canon RF system. With all the information coming from Canon, this channel is beginning to feel like the Canon News Network. Today, I am discussing an APS-C-equipped EOS R to replace the EOS 7D Mark II, and what this would mean for the EFM mount used by the M6. First, let's take a look at the different mounts supported by Canon and why this might change. Canon still supports and makes EF mount lenses that have been used since 1987. It is used by DSLR full-frame cameras like the 5D and the 1DX, but also compatible with APS-C DSLRs like the Canon 90D. The EFS mount cannot be used by Canon's full-frame DSLRs. It's designed for Canon's APS-C DSLR cameras like the 90D and the 7D Mark II. The EFM mount is for Canon's mirrorless APS-C M6 camera. The RF mount is used for Canon's full-frame EOS R and RP mirrorless cameras. So, what does this mean to you? Well, if you own an APS-C DSLR like the 90D, you can use the EF and EFS mount lenses. If you have a full-frame DSLR like the 5D or the 1DX, you have access to EF mount lenses. If you have an APS-C mirrorless camera, you can use EFM, EFS, and EF mount lenses. But if you have a full-frame EOS R or RP, you get to use EF, EFS, and RF mount lenses. The EOS RF platform gives you the largest lens selection. You get access to over 80 EF and EFS lenses and all the new and innovative RF lenses that will be Canon's focus for many years to come. And if cost is an issue, you can purchase cheaper EF and EF lenses from the second-hand market. The RF platform is really the place to be right now if you want the latest and most innovative lenses. Now let's get back to that rumor. With the APS EOS R, there definitely would not be the RFS lenses developed for a smaller sensor EOS R camera body. No new RFS mount lenses would be developed. So that means the existing line of RF lenses would be accessible. The body would change the flange focal distance to let this happen. Sorry about using terms like flange focal distance. I'll break this down later in the video with some graphics, but first I want to go over the EFM mount and what this information means for that mount. The M mount, or to be more precise, the EFM mount, was introduced in 2012 for the new EOS M mirrorless camera. M meaning mobile. Canon is still developing lenses for this mount, and they're still developing bodies for this mount. The most recent is the Canon M6. In 2018, Canon released the full-frame mirrorless EOS R with the new and larger RF mount. The good news for owners of the EOS R and M cameras is that both of these mirrorless mounts can use existing EF and EF lenses using a special adapter. It's $99 for the RF system and $169 for the M system. But don't expect Canon to engineer any new EF glass. Canon has stated that we will no longer be developing EF glass. As you know, last year we launched the RF mount and EOS R system. To date, we have launched 10 critically acclaimed lenses, and as it's a new system, we plan to continue this, launching more RF lenses while still fully supporting the EF lens system. And of course, should the market demand it, we will be ready to create new EF lenses, but for now, our focus is on RF. The focus is on the RF mount. Canon has no plans to develop the EF glass unless there's demand. This is code for we do not see enough demand for developing it any further on the EF mount. Completely absent from the discussion was the M mount, as though it does not even show up on the radar. So, if Canon is looking at moving away from the M system, can the lenses be adapted to the RF mount? No. M mount lenses are not compatible with the RF mount, and no adapter can fix this. The EFM mount has an 18mm flange focal distance. The RF mount has a 20mm flange focal distance. The flange focal distance is the distance between the mount and the sensor. The EF mount has a flange focal distance of 44mm. That's a difference of 24mm, more than enough to produce an adapter, which they did. We can adapt EF glass to both the M and the RF platform, but we cannot adapt N glass to work on the RF platform. There is unlikely to be an adapter to allow M glass to be adapted to the RF mount. The RF mount has a focal distance of 20 millimeters, and the M mount has a focal distance of 18 millimeters, leaving only 2 millimeters to produce the adapter. Then there's the difference in the mount diameter. The RF mount flange diameter is 54 millimeters. The M mount flange diameter is 47. Not a huge difference, but given that we only have 2 millimeters to work with, there's nothing much that can be done. If we want to take our EFM lenses and adapt them to the RF mount, we would need to place the lens inside the camera body itself by 2 millimeters for the optics to work. If you were smart enough to do this, you would definitely void the warranty as you started cutting into the camera body. Optic makes it possible to take the Canon EF glass and adapt it to other camera bodies, but not the other way around. Sorry for all that complicated math and physics. Here's my point. If you start off with an APS-C M6 and you buy a bunch of lenses, when you decide to upgrade to the EOS R or RP, you will not be able to bring your lenses along. And that's a big downer. That's a huge downer. As a 70D owner, if I migrate to the EOS R, I can bring along my EF glass. That makes the switch much more affordable. I can also migrate to the 5D Mark V DSLR, but can only bring my EF lenses, but not my EFS. With the M6, I cannot bring any of these lenses to the RF mount. The EFM lenses only work on the M6 or its predecessors. Owners of the M system have a very small walled garden without any upgrade path. So what does this rumored APS-C RF mount body mean for the M system owners? If Canon is actively working on an APS-C camera for the RF mount, is there any real reason to purchase into the M system? A system that provides no upgrade path, especially when Canon is moving development of their professional APS-C cameras to the EOS RF system. Will all future development move around the RF platform? We live in a world that strives to maximize profit. Having a single lens mount for all their cameras would reduce costs and help Canon to improve revenue in a declining market. And that's important. I do not see a future for the M system. Canon rumor states that a good source tells us that an APS-C camera is in active development at Canon, but not likely to see the light of day until 2021. The RF system is Canon's future. No further development is planned for the EF mount. The 90D and the 5D Mark V will likely be the last DSLRs for the EF mount. If you own an M camera, there are plenty of lenses, so there's no reason to worry. But when you decide to upgrade, you will not be able to bring along any of the lenses with you unless, of course, you bought a bunch of EF lenses. If you are considering the M system, consider this. The EOS RP full-frame camera is currently selling for $1,000. Recent rumors point to Canon working on a low-priced RP camera that'll cost less than the RP. Canon's released 10 RF lenses. Many will be released this year. Many of those lenses have received very positive reviews. Canon is increasing the number of RF lenses under $1,000 and plans to release several more affordable lenses this year. In contrast, the M system has 8 lenses, but has been around since 2012. That's an average of 1 lens per year. If I was looking to buy a Canon camera and I couldn't wait a few months to see what new bodies were coming out, I'd consider the 90D as a good, round, general-purpose camera for photo and video. Any glass I purchase can be migrated over to the future RF platform at a later date. If I need a full-frame camera or I want better quality, I could go for the EOS R. I cannot think of a scenario where I'd want to go with the M6. To me, it's a dead end. It's not a bad camera at all. It's just that there is no roadmap other than its successor, if there is one. I cannot upgrade to any RF camera and bring my lenses along with me. This video started out talking about a rumored APS-C RF platform camera, a professional level camera that would take the place of the 7D Mark II, rather than replace the 90D. The RF platform serves full-frame cameras, but the addition of an APS-C camera is a sign that Canon is moving to a single mount system. Canon currently makes lenses for 4 mounts: the EFM, EFS, EF, and RF. All RF mount cameras can take advantage of EF and EFS lenses, providing an upgrade path. That leaves us with the awkward M6 system. There is no upgrade path. It only has 8 lenses. I will never tell you what to buy. I'm not here to influence you. I want to inform you and then let you make your own decision. Most ordinary filmmakers are not financially independent, myself included. We like to buy good camera bodies with decent starter lenses and then save up for a chance to have some great glass. If you want to buy lenses and transfer them from one body to another, this graphic should help. If you are looking at the M6, consider the 90D. For the ordinary filmmaker, it provides a few more capabilities, but more importantly, the lenses you purchase can be migrated to the RF platform. The 90D can use both EF and EFS lenses, both of which can be migrated to the RF system. The EF lenses will also work on the full-frame DSLRs like the 5D and the 1DX. The RF offers the best roadmap. You have access to all the EF and EFS glass. You also have access to new and innovative glass. The one downside? It's new. There are only 2 bodies, and I'm not a big fan of first-generation tech. With 3 more RF bodies coming out this year, if you can wait, wait. And watch a video I put out earlier that talks about Canon's new rumored not 1DX, the EOS R Mark II, which is a very video-centric camera. Believe it or not, the rumor is that this is going to have 8K RAW, it's going to have 4K 120, 60, and 30. So a lot of new things are coming to the RF platform. If you have any questions or comments about this video, drop them in the comments section below. I review all comments and do my best to answer your questions. If you'd like to receive notifications of new videos as they come out, go ahead and press that subscribe button and then click the bell icon and choose all. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.